Hello, Jessica here from Stitching Colours and welcome back, or welcome. Today's the 25th of May and I'm here for my 2-week update. This is Flosstube number 49. I can't believe we're nearly at the end of May, so that means we're nearly at the halfway point in the year, which is really scary. Every year seems to go faster and faster. But moving on, I managed to work on 7 pieces over the last 2 weeks for a total of 8,248 stitches. So I will be showing you those pieces. So there is one new start in amongst that and a few other pieces. So let's get started. The first piece I have to show today is Mini Red Queen Red Dragon, and that is a Heaven and Earth Designs piece based on the artwork by Elena Lazareva, and this is stitched on 25 count 1/1. And for this piece at this current moment I am trying to work 3 blocks down across the entire piece and working my way across. So I have gotten to just about, the last box I've fully filled in was the halfway point across the top. So you should have seen where you saw it last time, but here is where we're at now. Unfortunately the purples never show up as vibrantly or as pretty as they are in reality, but I'm really happy with how it's coming along. And you can see with the cherry blossoms and the tree and things like that, I'm not far away from getting a little bit of the hair piece on the queen, which is very exciting. And I can't wait to get more progress on it. So this point here, the last row that's, fairly filled in, like here, is about the halfway point. So it's getting really exciting and I can't wait to get some more progress and see how these pinks and purples come along. I'm not sure I'll do it this way on any other pieces. It feels like I'm just getting settled into the height and then it's the next block that's ready to start. So it's going to be an interesting one. The next piece I've got is the Heaven and Earth Designs stitch along. So, oh, hold on. Oh dear. So the Mini Red Queen Red Dragon had 447 stitches on it. That's always a good thing to know. Okay, back to the next piece, which is the Heaven and Earth Designs stitch along that is running this year, and I've kind of lost a lot of motivation working on it, and worked on it one night and got 958 stitches on it somehow. So you should have already seen where you saw it last time, and here is where it's at now. So this is the Cairo Maraschiti version, which is the fairy tale, and it's got the fox on it. So you can see that I was just filling in this 3rd page and just bringing it all down. So next time I'm hoping to get quite close to finishing that 3rd page, which would mean the first part is finished, even though part 3 is not far away from arriving. It looks like Luna's just about taking a nap. Maybe not quite. Okay, I'll leave you to take your nap. Okay, so I've nearly got the top of the fox's ears finished, but I'm just really struggling with motivation on this one because of all the drama with Heaven and Earth Designs. I know recently I've seen a few pieces that are non AI pieces, but the majority of those released over the last month and a half that I've seen have all been AI art, and I've found myself quite disappointed. But we'll see how that continues to go. It might be just timing and luck and things like that. I'm just not feeling all that motivated on it. Maybe it will come back a little bit more once we get the next part. We'll see what happens. Okay, the next piece I have is another Heaven and Earth Designs piece, and this is Mini Heart of the Storm, which is a piece based on the artwork by Lisa Parker, and I'm really happy with how this one's coming along. I'm hoping it might be a finish for next year. And this one got 717 stitches on it over the last 2 weeks, and I'm really happy with it. It is worked on 25 count 1/1, and here's where we're at now. So you will notice where I was focusing on is in the owl's main body and over here right below the wing on that edge of that page. So I'm really excited to have so much of the owl's face and head done. There's a little bit of, well, I guess a few stitches around the edges and the greys that are still missing, and they'll get filled in over time. But it was really cool getting some more of those feathers over here done, and yeah, I am excited to get some more progress on this one. I am loving how it's coming along. Stitching Addicted is also working on this one, and she's about at the same point, but she's done a little bit different areas. I don't think she's done as much of this background over here, but she has done more down over here because you can see the top of the other wing on hers, which is looking really cool. So go check out hers if you're wanting to see a little bit more progress, or I guess it's not necessarily more progress, it's just in different areas. So the next one I have is another one that's Stitching Addicted and I are both working on, and that is Archer. So this is a pain-free crafts piece, and this is based on the artwork by Ismira, and I absolutely love this piece and am loving working on her. So she is again worked on 25 count 1/1 using the kit fabric and thread that I got from Pain Free Crafts, and she got 1239 stitches on her. So you should have already seen a picture of where it was at, or you should be seeing it now. And here is where we're at now. So this is really looking promising for a finish by the end of the year. And hang on. This is the area that I'm working on, which is mainly in the water and a little bit on her dress. So it's really coming along. I absolutely love how she looks and the detail that is present in this piece, especially when it's not that big of a piece. I mean, as you can see, I definitely underestimated how much of the kit fabric there was, because you can see there's a huge gap at this side and at the bottom. So one of those things, and it's not the only kit one that I've done that with. I don't tend to use as big borders as what a lot of people do, so I guess that plays into it. All right, moving on, I've got another piece here which is a Gecko Rouge piece. So this is Harry Potter, which is based on the artwork by Jenny Parks, and this is kind of based off Harry Potter, and where she's turned all of the people into cats. And hold on, currently the cat that I'm working on is the top one, which I'm convinced I would say it represents Hermione. And then because there's the ginger cat, which obviously will be Ron, and then there is the one at the bottom with green eyes, which I would say is Harry, or supposed to be. So this piece got 723 stitches on it, and it is fantastic. So you should have already seen where you saw it last time, but where I was working on this piece is in this ear. It's really cool. Jenny Parks has done quite a few different pieces of artwork, creating cat versions of quite a few different series. I've seen quite a few ones from the Marvel series, and there was a Doctor Who one, and I know Animal Instinct, I think it is another Flosstuber who's working on the Fireflies one, which is absolutely huge and is amazing to see. So yeah, they are awesome. Definitely would encourage having a look at them. So this is stitched on 25 count 1/1 using the kit fabric and threads that came with it, because you can only buy Gecko Rouge pieces as a kit. So currently this piece in particular, I do need to do a bit of work to catch up. Stitching Addicted is again working on it, but she started from the very bottom, I started from the top, so she's in the lettering at the bottom with the Harry Potter, and I'm right at the top working on this cat. So she's done quite a bit more than I have, so I've got a bit of catching up to do here. So it's just the way it is, but I do love the way that the Gecko Rouge patterns use really unique symbols. It's awesome and so much fun. Okay, I seem to have 2 pieces left, so we'll start with this one and then I'll go to my new start after that. So the next piece I've got to show is the Halloween Village Afghan, which is by Stony Creek, and this is a big Afghan that I am working on over 2 on 28 count rather than the cord for over 2 on 20 count. So I didn't want it quite as big, and I didn't like the feel of stitching on the 20 count over 2, so I went with the 28, and I'm a lot happier for it. But in saying that, it's wide enough to cover my lap. So it's still going to be a fairly large piece even once it is all finished. So this piece is like really easy to work on, especially when I'm tired and don't really have a huge amount of time for stitching. But this one got 1,379 stitches on it. So you should have already seen where it was at last time, but let me just move those out of the way. Here is where we're at now. So I think this is in camera. I hope this is in camera. I am nearly finished the second row of pages. So this top row of pages, you can see here we've got the borders, goes down to about there-ish here. It was about there, I think, from memory. And it was awesome. I loved working on those pages. These second row of pages feel like there's a lot more stitching in them, and it's only going to increase because the bottom row of pages is practically full coverage. So it's going to be really interesting getting down to there. But so the next row of pages is I think half the problem is I've got 2 layers of fabric here. So the next row of pages is probably about here. So I skipped into the next page at the bottom here to finish off this pumpkin, and I'm really happy I did that. And then I went across and did all of the Halloween pennants and skimmed a little bit into the page below for quite a few of those glow in the dark. The white at the bottom is glow in the dark, and it's Krennic. Definitely would not advise doing it as the Krennic. I would suggest replacing it with a glow in the dark petite treasure braid or something else, because the glow in the dark Krennic is terrible to work with. But I've gotten this far now, so I kind of am just going to stick with it. And then I've moved over here to this point where we've got all the flowers and then the vine, and then this is a pumpkin. I've done the black on the pumpkin. It's like a checkerboard pumpkin. So I've got all the other colours still to fill in, but now that I've got that black in there, it will make it really easy to track where the colours are. And then I'll just have the top of the pumpkin to go, and then that will be pretty much this page. So that's really exciting. I've gotten the next few pages all in Pattern Keeper ready to go for when I do get to them. It's just the point that I've got to make a decision about which direction to go. Do I go directly below or start back over on the other side? It's a hard decision, especially as I have not finished the previous page ever so slightly. There's a few half a dozen stitches that come up as part of the tree on the next row down, and I did not want to do those without having the rest of the tree in there, because it will make it a lot easier for counting. So I don't know yet what direction I'm going. I might just continue down from this page and work my way back, and that will mean I'll get that tree finished and get that little bit that's still remaining on page 9. I think it's 9. Yes, on page 9 of one little branch. So I think that's probably what I'm going to decide to do. So it's going to be a bit of fun. So I'll probably go to page 15, 14, and then back to, all the way to over to 11, working my way backwards to there. I think that's probably the best way of going about it, because I am a little worried if I go and do the next row of pages starting again from the left, I probably will find that I forget about having to do the little trees still. Hi, Lance. Ah. Hi. How you doing? You here for a visit? You need your claws trimmed. She's a total drama queen when I do trim her claws though. You'd think I was murdering her by the way she carries on. She doesn't struggle or fight or anything. She just cries constantly. It's like, don't you? Of course, then she gets treats, so I'm probably rewarding her more for her noise and carrying on when she's getting her claws trimmed than I probably should be. but she does sit there ever so nicely and let me do them. It's just a matter of the noise. I mean, it's not like I'm getting anywhere near anything that wouldn't be good. It's only the very ends that I trim off. You wouldn't think that. I mean, I've been asked on the phone before by Mum if I'm amputating her paws. Obviously not, because she's still got all 4 paws. So, you know, but it's one of those things. She's a total drama queen when it comes to getting her claws trimmed. It's horrendous. Okay, moving on. I have one piece left to show you, and that is my new start. So this is another piece that's Stitching Addicted, and I also started this month. And this piece got 2,835 stitches, and this is a little bit different in that I decided to stitch this one on 28 count 1/1. So I looked at this piece and how much, or I should say how many dark colors. 90% of the piece overall is very dark, deep colors, and as such I kind of looked at it and went, I'm better off to jump up a little bit in my fabric count just to get a bit better coverage with the amount of dark stitches there are. So far I've done 2,835 stitches on it on 28 count, and I'm happy with it much more than I was the last time I attempted 28 count. Of course, that was with a Heaven and Earth Designs mini, and it is a very confetti heavy piece. So that was with the magic mirror that did not go well before I switched it to 25 count. So I'm really happy with how this one's coming along. There's only about 4 or 5 colors that I've actually had to use so far, but here is where we're at with it. It looks like a dark black blob at the moment, I think. So it's mainly just the top of the ceiling, and I'm not sure if you can see it. It doesn't look like it on camera, but you can see like the edge of the molding at the edge of the ceiling, and that's about it. So it'll be a long time probably before I get into anything more exciting, but I am loving how it looks on the 28 count with that level of coverage. So I'm not sure I'd do heaps of pieces on 28 count, because once it gets to the really heavy confetti, I just don't think it works. But we'll see how we get on. Yeah. So, oh wait, I haven't even told you what the piece is. That is terrible. So this is Deep Ocean, and it's a Heaven and Earth Designs, and I'm stitching the request to size piece, which is 461 stitches by 625 stitches high, and it's based on the artwork by Milos Karanovic. I hope I pronounced that name right. I'm really sorry because I have probably butchered it, but anyway. And it has 64 colors. There's a large amount of 939 in it, and 823. So there's 70,000 stitches of 939 left. Luna's playing, and 81,000 stitches of H23. So you can understand why I decided a little bit higher of a fabric count might do it some good. So we'll come to that as it comes, and then I have been debating what is going to be my replacement for Archer, because Archer is now at 76%, and I'm really thinking that it's not going to take that much longer before I'm going, well, what am I going to have to put in Archer's place? I mean, I love Archer. It's been such an amazing stitch, and I think I need something else to put in its place once she's all finished. So I did go shopping on the Pain Free Crafts website. This was during their sale, and I bought a few patterns, and one of them is really speaking to me. I really want to start this one. I'm going to put a picture up, I think. So it is called A Fairy Tale Before Sleep by L Digit. That's the artist, and it is a Pain Free Crafts piece, and I probably will put a image up on the screen, but we'll see how this comes through. So it is so cute. So you can see the big fairy tale book, and there's a tail, and there is part of a wolf. I'm pretty sure it's Little Red Riding Hood, or kind of based on the story, because I'm pretty sure that's like the cape there. So it is fantastic and so awesome, and I really want to start it, but not until Archer's finished. It's exciting. And I've only just started a new piece, so I kind of feel like I've started enough new pieces recently, because honestly this year you'd think I was having a start all the pieces with the number of pieces I've started, because there's the Deep Ocean now, there was the 2024 Stitch Along for Heaven and Earth Designs, the flag tie Quaker tile one, the mini Red Queen Red Dragon, God Shed His Grace. What else was there? That's 5. I'm sure there was another one. I'm not seeing it. Actually, it might just be the 5 so far this year. So that's actually quite a few. That works out at 1 every month, and it does mean if I keep this up, a lot of my more progressed pieces are going to get neglected. So I need to cut back on these new starts and get some progress on things. So that is going to be my aim for the next couple of months. I think I will just try and get some really good progress on a few pieces. Archer is going to be one of them, because I love working on Archer, and I need to get Deep Ocean a little bit more progress so that we can actually see something a bit more fun. And the Halloween Afghan, well, we've done 2 rows of pages in a year, because Stitching Addicted and I started it last May, so just over a year we've done 2 rows of pages. So it's going to be exciting to see how much we get done over the next year. I don't think it will be finished in that time frame, because there's a lot of stitching on the lower half that isn't as much on the top half, especially the last row of pages, which is, it's like 90% stitched. So it's going to be an interesting and eventful time working on that one, but I'm really enjoying it, and we're already looking to see what the next one is going to be. I've seen this amazing woodland animals one that's also from Stony Creek, and I would love to do that one, but at the moment it's only released in the little, I think there's 5 or 6 parts of it, so it's going to be a while before it's released as individual parts. I mean, not individual parts, as an individual pattern by itself. So I'll wait for that to happen and then get it like that. Currently it's been released as part of magazines or monthly, no, it's the seasonal books that Stony Creek, their magazine that they release. So I'll just hold off until we can get all of them all together, and it'll be really cool. And yeah, I can't wait for that one. I was debating about getting the Christmas one, but there is a lot of stitching involved in it, and I'm not sure I'd be all that eager to work on it all the year round. I don't know. It's a difficult one. Christmas stuff is fine when you're in the right frame of mind for Christmas stuff, but you can't stitch Christmas stuff all year round, or at least I can't. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do in that sense, but we'll come back to it. Anyway, I will leave you all to it. I hope you're having a good weekend and that you found some time to get some stitching done. The weather is not looking fantastic out there. I know that I saw some areas of blue sky earlier and some sunshine, but it seems to have kind of all disappeared. It looks like it might rain. So I will leave you all to it, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend and the next couple of weeks. Alright, bye!